Hello and welcome to the TnN Show. Welcome to another episode after another grueling weekend of English Premiership football. This is the best show English Premiership in the whole world, I imagine. Today we're going to be discussing United's false start. A lot of people had been saying United have turned the corner, they're now playing well. You know, they're going to be consistent till the end of the season and win a lot of trophies. But they got what they deserved. A defeat versus Arsenal. They played poorly. So I'll give Basil the chance to go through how United has been performing and what led to the Arsenal defeat.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Firstly, I would start with the recent game against Arsenal. That was a very bad performance, I must say. I'm a Manchester United supporter, but that was a very, very bad performance because if we see that, we thought that the 4-4-2 diamond formation was the ideal style of play for Manchester United after a tremendous victory against RB Leipzig on Wednesday. That was a good performance, I must say, and I probably think that the players got overhyped and they were too confident to think that they would just take an easy win over Arsenal. So I should give credit to Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, he was mentally and physically prepared for Manchester United, and I think players like Paul Pogba, there is a lot of frustration from Arsenal. Made sure that they frustrated the Manchester United. I mean, they stifled the play, they clogged the central areas, and their creativity was just stifled, as you can see. And pointing to the team itself, not the game. I personally think that as much as my teammate Benza would want to disagree to that, I think it's very high time that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaves the managerial position for Manchester United, because in my own view, he's not been consistent. Of course, we have the players. Of course, they also have to contribute to the play of Manchester United. But then they have not been consistent. What happens is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wins 2 games for Manchester United, and then the next 3 or 4 games he loses. He wins the next game. That's what's keeping him in position right now. For him to be safe for his job, he has to get 9 points for the next 3 games. I think it's Manchester City. That's a tough game as well. Leeds, that's a tough game, and West Brom, maybe that will be a walkover, but you never know with the type of play we're doing right now. So I basically think that Manchester United are playing very dismally, and right now they're sitting on the 15th position. I'm very sad to say this, but this is very, very disappointing, and I'm not impressed with the type of play that Manchester United is doing. I'm not a biased analyst, I'm a football fanatic, but I'm just giving my honest opinion. It's very, very sad, honestly.
We're glad to hear you speak from the heart, and most of the time, what comes from the heart is the most honest of opinions and how you feel. So I'm going to ask another Manchester United fan, this time the Prophet Brian, to just give us solutions. Solutions.
Just
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute before I go on. I think the whole team should be basically disgraced out. Such one, okay. If personally, I think I would be a better coach than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Scratch David De Gea, put Dean Henderson. Scratch Maguire, put him out. Put Tuanzebe, put Alexis Telles. Alex Telles. Let him overlap. Go play the back 3. Put Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Let him go up front. Do not play Fred. Do not play Scott McTominay. That's Carabao type of play. They're not supposed to be playing for that team. Put Matic here. Matic deserves to be in the team. He was playing very well. Why is he out of the team? Is it because of the names? We have the Pogbas, we have the Bruno Fernandes, we have the Rashford. Play Cavani. Why aren't you playing Cavani? You're playing Greenwood. Yes, he's in form, but he's not a player we're supposed to rely on when it comes to winning the league. I'm very disappointed.
I'm actually surprised that you still believe winning the league. You're talking about winning the league. I think you guys are 10 years away from that. Let's hear from Brian. Maybe you'll give us the solutions because you've given us the problems. I want Brian to give us the solutions. What should Manchester United do moving forward from this predicament?
Look, first things first. Yeah, first things first. I am against the idea of firing Ole. He can't be fired. You can't fire Ole Gunnar. And the main reasoning behind that, right, is not performance based. It's how we fired how many? 3 coaches who said the 3 things about the team and if we're experiencing the same problem. We're gonna enter a cycle that's never gonna end if you wanna fire Ole Gunnar. Because we're still gonna get a new coach, give him the few players he needs the first season. Next season he wants players. You don't give him his players. He performs bad. You sack him. You get a new coach. So you're just taking us back to another top 4 entrance, and then restart to a bad season. So for me, the problem with Ole is the problem with United mainly is team management. Ole's team management is off. I don't agree with his team management. Basically, like Bezel said, I agree with scratching some players. The DDG has been performing quite well these days because there's competition, I would say. But I would start Henderson instead of him. Maguire, reserve team, I would put Alex Tuanzebe. Luke Shaw, substitute. Pogba has to play. Yeah, there is no two ways about that because he's our best midfielder. The problem that happened yesterday against Arsenal, in my opinion, is he wanted to play a midfield diamond with Fred. He was not supposed to play Fred at DM. Fred was constantly moving out of position. He was supposed to play Matic or McTominay, who's more natural in that role. The diamond was not going to work with Fred, who was constantly going out of position. That's why he changed the formation in the second half. Fred wasn't supposed to start. I don't know what people see in Fred or why people wanted Fred to start. Fred was not supposed to start. Midfield diamond was supposed to get a natural DM. Put Matic. Give Pogba liberty to go up front. Don't give him defensive duties. Why is Rashford playing like a center forward and not a striker? Let him play like a striker. Why is he coming back to help playmaking? Play Van der Beek on the right. Play Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Matic. What's the problem? There's no problem with trying it out. Matic is rigid enough. There's no way you're gonna break through an Arsenal defense if you don't have enough creativity in your midfield. It's almost impossible with the way he set up his defense. So yesterday, how can you expect to win if you have Fred in your team? So for Manchester United and how it's inconsistent is because Ole has shit team management. Sorry for the language. His team management is shit. And this thing of constantly changing formations. Stick to one formation. Use the formation. Perfect it. It's simple. It's and in terms of starting Cavani, I don't trust Cavani. He's too old. First of all, I don't trust him. I don't trust Cavani. I don't trust that guy. I need to be honest with you. I'd rather have Greenwood up front and Rashford. That gives us pace. If we have a midfield that's creative enough, that pace can harm teams. You're not gonna beat Rashford or Greenwood. And Greenwood has significantly gone stronger. I don't know if you noticed how gravitational he was in the box yesterday. He tried by all means not. He doesn't lose position easily anymore. And that's a trait Pogba has. Pogba probably taught Mason Greenwood, but that's a different story. But that's how I feel.
Oh, okay. I think fans like Brian Benz are part of the problem on Manchester United because probably after the match he goes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's inbox and hype him up and my manager keep it up. You are doing good work. But in actual fact, there is a dark cloud hanging on Manchester United. The whole team, there's like a dark cloud that is hanging very much. And I the formation that he gave, the players that he gave, the first 11, that's the ideal formation for me personally. De Gea is doing good, but I mean, just for the sake of changing things, hoping that we're just being optimistic, hoping that things are gonna change, hoping that everything's gonna go. Let's remove all that garbage, all there's the matches, the Fred, Scott, McTominay, and then we put the team that you say it might work, it might not work. I wouldn't know, but enough. I don't know about you guys.
Okay, before Nigel goes, I just want to say something, right? I think I sent a line up yesterday. What's the reason of not starting Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, right? And then having a rigid DM as Matic. Take the risk. If we see that it's too open, change the formation as soon as you can. There's no harm in taking that risk. But I guarantee you, Pogba, VDB, and Bruno Fernandes in that midfield would create so much passes, especially Van der Beek. That's a good trade of his. We would have beaten Arsenal easily. This Fred, you guys like too much. This Fred and McTominay that you guys like too much. Those guys.
And so it all goes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You see, you're actually given better ideas for the Manchester United team. You're saying they should play Van de Beek, they should play this place. You're actually giving better squad. But Ole is frustrating. I don't know.
I'll leave it up to Angel to put these Manchester United fans in their place. Give us a fair verdict.
I agree with what Basil is saying about giving some freshness to the squad, and I also agree with what Benz is saying. I don't think firing Ole would really change anything, in the long run. That is because if you look at it, it's almost as if it's a recurring problem that's happening at Manchester United. The managers that come and they leave, they complain about the same thing. It's not anything new, right? And obviously this season for some reason they didn't get the players that they wanted. I don't know why, but that's a different issue. That's Ed Woodward. That's another thing. But in terms of the playing and the formation and stuff, I think, okay, fine. If he decides that he's going to play the diamond, then I think, like what Benz is saying, he puts someone in there who's very rigid. McTominay or Matic, right? Who their sole purpose is just to sit in there and just win the ball when Manchester United don't have the ball. And you play people that are creative around him. Van der Beek, Fernandes and Pogba, obviously that'll be the first three that come to mind. Because I think it's not like those guys don't work off the ball. They do. They will work off the ball, especially Bruno Fernandes and Van der Beek. Pogba, I'm not so sure, but they'll do the work, and I think that's much better than 1 week. Sunday you play this, Wednesday you play that, and then Saturday you play another thing as well. It doesn't. Even the players, they don't know what to adjust to. They don't know what's suiting them, what's sitting right with them, because you're chopping and changing every week. But for me, Maguire, they need to kick him out. Maguire needs to go. I honestly do not see what other people see in Maguire. But
I think it's gonna be easy if you name the players that should stay in the team rather than the players that should go out, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of players that should go out of the team.
But yeah, and also the Dean Henderson and DDG situation. It's difficult because if you're going to take out DDG, right, it's going to create a problem where this guy, he's still a high quality keeper. It's not like he's now low. It's not like he's going to retirement or anything like that. No, he's still, good age for a keeper, etc. So it becomes very difficult. And at the same time, you don't want Dean Henderson just sitting on the bench. He's young, he's fresh, he's a good goalkeeper, as he showed last season. So you want him on the field. For me, the first mistake was having both of them. That's where the first mistake was. I think one had to go. One of them had to go, because the moment you have those two, there's gonna be issues. You're going to have a problem, because they're very good goalkeepers, both of them. Yeah,
Yes, from Nigel, his verdict, very, very honest, quite honest. Let me just give you the facts of what happened yesterday. Arsenal's first win at Old Trafford in 14 years. The last one was September 2006. Not even Van Gaal or Mourinho lost to Arsenal. This Ole guy loses to Arsenal. 7 points in the first 6 games, the lowest since 2013-14 season with David Moyes. No wins. Wait, no wins in the first 4 home games this season. 3-1 versus Palace, 6-1 versus Tottenham, 0-0 versus Chelsea, 1-0 defeat versus Arsenal. You see how bad it is, guys. This is the first time since 1973. It's bad.
Okay, no, wait, Naz, let me just,
Yeah.
before you continue
Yes.
with your facts,
Yeah.
I just want people to get something straight. Look, I hear what people say about inconsistency, right? But guys, let's look at the games United has been winning. Okay, I'll just chop this up quickly. Leipzig committed tactical suicide. That's why we beat them 5-0. It was not United's tactical prowess that gave us 5-0. It was Leipzig's tactical suicide. And so let's look at that, guys. It's not like we are going to versus Leipzig. We are performing very good. We performed against a team that committed tactical suicide. Put that in mind. Yeah.
Even PSG can't defend for anyone.
I was
They can't
about to
defend to save
agree.
their lives.
I was about to agree. I was about to agree with Brian, because when United win, they don't win convincingly. It's always because maybe the opposition was that bit poor. They don't win because they're brilliant. They win because the opposition is poor. So they're consistently bad.
Yeah, and that's really
Exactly.
sad.
We haven't had a good game.
Yeah, and those big games that we win, that's what's still keeping the coach, so the money is still at Manchester United. Because he wins those big games and he gives us hope that we're gonna perform better onwards. But then that's still the same result. We lose to small teams. We haven't won 4 games at home, and
But he wins those big games because he lets the big teams have the ball. When he has to play against the smaller teams, as you may say, when he has the ball, he doesn't know what to do with it. They are clueless. It's wow.
Guys,
yeah.
If you look closely to the Leipzig game, right? Leipzig was underestimating United. That's the very first problem they made, right? Upamecano was playing probably further than he usually plays in a normal game. He wasn't even supposed to be playing where he was playing. But because it's United, they were overconfident to press like maniacs. But if you press like that against United, they'll tear you apart on the counter. You're not going to catch Rashford. You're not going to catch. Mason is going to cut in, give Rashford. It's a goal. That's what happened there. It wasn't Ole's tactical prowess. So we have to find a winning formula and stick to it. This winning one big game, one small game is nonsense.
So when you say that Ole has to find a solution, but you're telling us now that this guy doesn't have any tactical prowess. Why do you still want him in the job?
It's like a contradiction to what you're saying.
Yeah. Why do you want him in the job? Is he good enough?
I told you one thing, guys. If United had a good history of firing coaches, getting a coach and he performs, I would say, Ole out, bring a new coach. But what's the use of bringing Ole if the next coach is going to suffer the same thing?
Okay, let me tell you something, because I think that's a speculation that the next coach is going to come. We might just be unfortunate that the previous coaches. I believe that David Moyes wasn't given enough time for Manchester United. That's what I believe.
Moyes.
Yes, I believe that he wasn't given enough time. Because if you check Jurgen Klopp, the first time when he was at Liverpool, he wasn't performing so well. He was given much time. There was a time Liverpool was performing badly, but they gave him so much time, and now he won Champions League, he won the league, he won a lot of stuff. So
I think with that, it's you see the way he's trying to play. You see what he's trying. It's like Mikel Arteta. You see what he's trying to do. You can see it. Like you don't have to guess, you know. And that's another thing. Like I've always said, the difference between Lampard and Ole. Lampard, you can see the way he's trying to play. Ole, personally, I can't see what way he's trying to play.
Okay, we bring in Allegri. We bring in, let's say we bring in Allegri. We bring in Pochettino. We finish top 4. Pochettino says, I need a defensive reinforcement. I need a striker. Woodward says no. Pochettino finishes number 10. We fire Pochettino. Bring in Allegri. Same cycle. Ole is going to find his way through the team. Give him time. We just have to sacrifice our glory days. Give him time. If he fails, give him at least one more season with players that he wants. If he fails, then out.
We are going down the drain. The next thing you are in charge of.
I have to be honest, guys. The owners have been known not to care for the club. The American owners, they just want profit. If they let Ole finish the season, if this current performance continues and they let him finish the season, I think that will outright prove that they don't care for the club. They don't give a shit
think
about
so?
Manchester United.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, let's move on.
Thank you for watching TK Sports. For more awesome content from this channel, please subscribe. And also, engage with us on our social media platforms down in the description below.